So today we're in the kitchen. We're going to be using some of our own brand products. We've got Sysco Classic, Sysco Premium and Sysco Essentials, and we're going to be showing the broad range of uses for them and the versatility and the quality of the products. Right, now we're going to move on to our premium range, and we've got our Portico monkfish portions here. These are from the West Coast, Cornwall I believe. Absolutely beautiful, delicious, pre-portioned, great premium product, and we're going to do 3 dishes with this. So the first dish we're going to do is we're going to do a pan roasted monkfish with saffron risotto and a little pico de gallo salsa, which is made from our fresh kitchen. The risotto I'm using is this pre-pearled saffron infused rice, really easy to use. Simply just add stock and away you go. I've got this lovely Parmesan cheese, which again is already grated. So we're going to fold that through, and then this labour-saving chives, which are frozen, to whip through that as well. So get cracking. And then we'll just continually add boiling hot stock to this until we're ready to finish. So we just add the stock gradually. As a guide, we roughly want 2 to 1 stock to rice. Just adding it slowly as it evaporates is the key. Just let the flavour of the fish come out. Just going to cook it in a little bit of veg oil. So when we've got a really nice sear on the fish, we're just going to turn it over and throw it into the oven for 6 to 8 minutes. So just as we're going to finish this risotto, I'm going to finish it with the chopped chives and the Parmesan that's grated, ready for plating. Hit that with the chives in there, and then that's ready to go. Just going to flood this plate with the risotto. Serve it flat style. Top our beautifully pan roasted monkfish onto that. Finish it with a little drizzle of olive oil over the top, and then we'd like a little drop of cress. And that is our Portico Premium British monkfish with saffron risotto and pico de gallo. So next up with this Portico Premium Monkfish, I'm going to do a Szechuan style monkfish, and that's going to be helped along with some of its other Sysco Classics. We've got the tempura batter mix here and the Sysco Classic Chinese 5-spice. I'm going to marinate the monkfish very, very quickly in the 5-spice, and then I'm going to bring together the whole dish with a Szechuan style sauce. I'm just going to take really nice semi-thick scallops or scallop-like pieces off of this monkfish, ready for the tempura. That's the Sysco Classic tempura batter. That's going to give us a really lovely, light and fluffy, crispy batter for this monkfish. That is quite wet, quite thin. Got my monkfish here in my favourite bowl. Don't know why this is my favourite bowl in this kitchen, but I think every chef's a bit quirky like that and has their favourite pieces of equipment. And I'm going to marinate it in this Chinese 5-spice, just a tiny touch, before we drop it into our tempura. Just going to cut this veg up real simply. This is going to be like a little stir fry base for our monkfish Szechuan. It's a bit of a mouthful. So I'm just going to use a little selection of these traffic light peppers to go into the stir fry. Quite rustic, quite thick still. Drop these little monkfish pieces into our light tempura batter. Really lovely. Drop that into that hot oil. I want to get this pan spanking hot, really hot. and then hopefully we can just stir fry the lot in under a minute. Add a spoon of that Szechuan sauce. Lovely. And then we're going to drop that monkfish on top of that. A little dribble more of the Szechuan. Alright, and we're going to go straight from hob into a suitable dish here. And then we're going to drop some lovely little micro coriander over the top of this. And that is our Portico Premium Tempura Monkfish Szechuan style. Delicious. So next up with our Portico Premium Monkfish, we're going to do a beautiful Asian bao bun with Asian style slaw and some little crispy onions, and we're just going to marinate the monkfish in a tiny bit of Cajun seasoning just to give it a little bit of spice. As you can see, it's all component built product, so yeah, we'll get cooking. Mini scallops off of this monkfish portion here. I'm going to cook these on the planche here because we're lucky enough to have a nice piece of equipment like that, so I'm going to make use of it. Again, just another Sysco Classic product, Cajun seasoning. Just give that a little dusting. I'll set that aside. I'm going to mix the slaw up and then we'll cook the monkfish. This is going to be the slaw for our bao buns. Go quite heavy on the sauce. And these bao buns are going to want a little drop of water on top and then into a microwave, or if you've got a proper steamer, steam them, but I'm going to drop them into the microwave. 15-20 seconds. Right, we've got our beautiful steamed buns here. I'm just going to fill them with that Asian slaw in readiness for the monkfish. 5 bits of monkfish here, so that means one of them is the chef's portion. And here we have our Portico Premium Monkfish served inside a bao bun with Asian slaw and obviously that monkfish that's been blackened with a little bit of Cajun seasoning. Delicious. So today we're in the kitchen, we're going to be using some of our own brand products. We've got Sysco Classic, Sysco Premium and Sysco Essentials, and we're going to be showing the broad range of uses for them and the versatility and the quality of the products. So next up in our range of own brand products is the Sysco Classic range, and we're going to be showcasing this gluten-free chocolate brownie. I'm going to do 3 dishes with it. Delicious brownie, sort of not conventional brownie dishes, but some innovation and some creativity and a little bit of fun. So the first dish I'm going to do is a bacon caramel brownie. I've got this beautiful oak smoked bacon here. I'm going to dice this up, I'm going to cook it in the toffee sauce, and I'm going to bring together a nice little savoury sweet brownie dish. Now I'm going to drop the bacon in around it. Just another product here that we're going to slip into this dish is this Sysco Classic sauce, again from the Sysco Classic range, our own brand range, just showing how broad the range really is. So we're going to put this in, bind that with the bacon, and then we're going to slip it on top of the brownie. Whilst that bacon's just getting ultra crispy, I'm going to throw in those pecans into it as well. Just going to drain off that excess fat, and then I'm going to straight back into the pan, and then I'm going to add the toffee sauce to it. And that is all going together harmoniously. So we've got the tray baked brownie here. I'm just going to put that onto the plate. I'm going to give it a little tickle in the microwave, and then we'll start the plating.
How many seconds is a tickle?
I can't think of a funny response to that. There's plenty, but I can't think of one that quick.
About 10.
About 10, yeah. So, yeah, just our little brownie here. I'm going to a little bit more of that Sysco Classic toffee sauce, and then I'm going to be really generous with this toffee, bacon, pecan mix, and then it wants a few fresh raspberries over the top just to cut through all that richness and also to give it a little pop of colour. And that is our Sysco Classic gluten-free brownie with toffee sauce and bacon pecan. So next up we're going to do a deep fried chocolate brownie with a hot cherry dipping sauce. We're going to be using these Sysco Classic cherries and obviously the Sysco Classic gluten-free brownie. I'm going to make the batter with a pre-made gluten-free batter mix. We're just going to add some cold water to that, and then we're going to drop the brownie in, crisp it up and serve it with that delicious hot cherry sauce. We're just going to chop them up into some bite-size, semi-random pieces, bite-size. I want to make that batter slightly thicker than normal, because obviously the chocolate's going to start melting. And then with the cherries, I've just blitzed a few of them down into a puree, and then I'm going to drop that puree, warm it up, and drop the whole cherry pieces into the sauce for the dipping sauce. So smother them all in that thick batter. So that's half our puree there from the Morello cherries. Just bring that up to a little simmer, and then we'll drop our whole cherry pieces into that to form the dipping sauce. We've now got those delicious little brownie bites there, coated in that crispy gluten-free batter. I'm going to add a touch of icing sugar to these so that that all melts into them, and then we'll simply just bring it to and that is our Sysco Classic gluten-free brownie, and they're just been made into lovely little tempura bites with a lovely cherry dipping sauce. So the next dish we're going to do is a little bit alternative. I'm going to do a chocolate pizza with the Sysco Classic brownie. So we've got these delicious brownie pieces. I'm going to chop them up. I'm going to spread the base of the pizza with chocolate sauce, drop the brownie pieces on there, and then I've also got the Sysco Classic cherries in light syrup. Drain them off, drop them on, a little bit of raspberries, and we're going to bake it off. Little morsels of brownie. So these are our pre-made pizza bases, stone baked. All you got to do, top them in the oven. Great, versatile product. So the base is going to be obviously a sweet base, so chocolate, not tomato. I'm going to drop some of those cherries on top. Again, this is a Sysco Classic product, showing just how much range there is in our own brand. Some of these delicious brownie chunks. Now I envisage this probably more to be a dessert sharer. A few little fresh raspberries on top as well, and they're going to dehydrate and probably split and ooze out once the oven temperature gets to them. A little bit more chocolate sauce over the top. Ooh. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to finish the pizza off 50-50 50% with icing sugar over the top, and then I'm going to hit it with this, again, Sysco Classic sesame seeds on half the pizza, so for a 50-50 finish. Just to really get the white popping off of the darkness. And that now is ready for serving. So that is our Sysco Classics Brownie Pizza. And just as a nice little upsell, we're going to add a little dollop of ice cream in the middle, which you could say replicates a ball of mozzarella. So today we're in the kitchen. We're going to be using some of our own brand products. We've got Sysco Classic, Sysco Premium and Sysco Essentials, and we're going to be showing the broad range of uses for them and the versatility and the quality of the products. So first up, I'm going to show you really simple, easy dishes using this Sysco Essentials hot smoked salmon. Really delicious, already broken down off the skin for you. Beautiful flesh. Big chunks. I'm going to do scrambled eggs, hot smoked salmon on some charred sourdough as a lovely little breakfast brunch dish using these Sysco Essentials hot smoked salmon. Nice. I'm going to use these lovely British free range eggs for our scrambled eggs. So we've got our beautiful free-range British eggs in here. I'm just going to season it up with a little bit of salt and ground black pepper, again from Sysco Classics. So I've got a little bit of butter melting here for going into our scrambled eggs, and a dash of double cream just for extra richness, and let that melt down, and then we'll fold that into our eggs. So I'm going to cook these eggs old school over a bain-marie. Just as the eggs are thickening, I'm going to add my butter and cream in. So I'm just going to fold through some of this chive through the egg. And there we've got our delicious British scrambled eggs. These delicious chunks of hot smoked salmon onto the dish. And that is our British scrambled eggs with hot smoked salmon from Sysco Essentials. So next up in our Sysco Essentials lineup, we are going to do a very simple hot smoked salmon beetroot salad, all component build. I've picked out some beautiful chunks of that hot smoked salmon there. I've got some pre-cooked beetroot which I've sliced up, made some quarters, and I'm just going to bring together a lovely little starter dish. So we've got some nice yogurt here to form some of the dressing. I've got a nice bit of lemon oil on these beetroots. I'm going to chuck some pre-toasted mixed seeds in here, and then I'm going to add a little bit more pumpkin seed, which is from the Sysco Classic range, onto these, and then I'm just going to put it together. Beautiful salmon just breaking off, flaking. Just get the last of that lemon oil and beetroot juice mixed together with those seeds to drop over the top. And then just to finish, a little bit of micro cress. And that is our super quick, super simple beetroot and hot smoked salmon salad from the Sysco Essential range. Next up, we're going to do a hot smoked salmon linguine pasta with garlic, chili and parsley. I've got these garlic, chili and parsley already done, frozen, chopped. I'm just going to roll that straight into the sauce, and the sauce base is essentially a extra virgin oil base, so nice high quality olive oil that we've got here. The pasta is blanched, cooked already, frozen portions, so I'm just going to refresh them back in some boiling water, and then I'm going to drop this Sysco Essentials hot smoked salmon back into that and dish together. So I'm going to drop these pastas back in some boiling salted water, and then I'm going to start with the sauce. Chili here, garlic, dropping that straight in frozen and letting it come back to life in the oil. Now I stand to be corrected here, but I'm pretty certain that this base is called aglio olio peperoncino, the Italians, but I guarantee I'll get some backlash.
Could you say it with a bit more gusto?
Aglio olio peperoncino. And then I'm finally just going to finish that one with a bit of the chopped parsley. And when our pasta's boiling, we'll drain that off. So we've got our pasta here. Super simple, delicious, all those flavours. And then I'm going to drop that hot smoked salmon onto the top. And that is our linguine pasta with garlic, chili, parsley and hot smoked salmon.